The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits.
What's going on, Octo Nation? We got news flying in, news flying out, all sorts of stuff going on. I swear eventually I'm going to just end up having to do like a live stream all day long. Okay. I just can't even keep up with everything going on, and now I feel like I'm late to the party on this one. Maybe not totally late, but a little bit late to the party because we had some spikes on it today. Already, it could have been day traders, it could be what I'm about ready to bring up. CLSK, CleanSpark, little brother's PPSI, Pioneer, right? Remember, have you seen those videos? If not, maybe go watch those ones first. PPSI is more of the equipment side. CLSK are more of the software guys that are connecting the hardware to electrical things, okay? So this guy who is totally awesome, this is the second or third time he has given us some awesome due diligence. This guy is an out-of-the-box thinker. He's very smart. His name is Mohammed Abdallah. He said, hey, can you please look into this for me? I have a feeling CLSK will buy PPSI since they made a share offering today, and they secured a U.S. Embassy contract to upgrade their switchgears. And as you well know, they get their switchgears from PPSI. I had the same feeling about PPL, and I wanted you to look at that when it was at 580, but you never got back to me. Now PPL is at 11 and halted because of an agreement with Tesla. It's going to fly. So yeah, I don't know, did you guys write on PPL? He did send that out earlier with the PPL, I don't know, like a month ago or something like that. I just didn't ever get to it. I just couldn't find anything extra, so I didn't talk about it, you know? But, so I'm sorry I didn't. You guys missed out on a multiplier there, but if you guys are in that, rad. Got some other battery players doing good, but regardless, let's dive on into this. CleanSpark receives contract to provide intelligent switchgear upgrades and support for the U.S. Embassy located on the African continent. This is huge. You start getting these government contracts like this all over the world, you become the go-to guy for weird energy setups around the whole world. The U.S. is having to set up something up in Africa. How crazy is that? Under the agreement, the diversified software services company will service the paralleling switchgear controls at the embassy for a term of 5 years, including upgrades to the equipment. As you know, they're making money on that software that whole time, and the equipment and the upgrades for 5 years. CEO of CleanSpark said, this is another exciting development for the intelligent switchgear business. For sure, revealed Wednesday that has received a contract to provide intelligent switchgear upgrades to support the U.S. Embassy. Under the agreement, diversified software services company will service the paralleling switchgear controls at the embassy for 5 years. Additionally, the company will provide technical and online support to embassy personnel. So see, that's why we like CleanSpark too, because they're making money the whole pipe. They make money on the technical support, the online support, the upgrades, something breaks down, they come and fix it. And the software, trained on systems utilizing a variety of operating modes, CleanSpark said its field service technicians and engineers are capable of servicing or upgrading switchgear installed by CleanSpark's critical power division, as well as all other paralleling switchgear brands. Maintenance and upgrades will be performed by CleanSpark team, which is proficient in design and startup, troubleshooting, training, and providing maintenance on switchgear, paralleling controls, and power distribution equipment, it added. This is another exciting development for our business. Our team has continued to experience strong sales of our hardware-based solutions, and recently we've seen an increase in maintenance, upgrades, technical support segments as well. So if you haven't seen my video, a couple days ago or something for CleanSpark, they actually finally fully announced that they are paired with Tesla, which is huge because they now brought the brand that's going to help run both parabolic. It's good for both companies. Fantastic. Let's keep moving on. So today, CleanSpark came out and filed a SEC filing saying, hey, $200 million, no big deal. Common stock, preferred stock, debt securities, warrants, rights, and units. From time to time, we may offer $200 million aggregate dollar amount of shares of our common stock, preferred stock, debt securities, warrants to purchase our common stock. Preferred stock, debt securities, and other securities, subscription rights, and other units consisting of some or all of these securities in any combination together or separately in one or more offerings, in amounts and prices and on the terms that we determine at the time of the offering, and which will be set forth in prospectus supplement and any related free writing prospectus. What does that mean? We're going to put this money out there, kind of create it out of thin air. We can kind of move it into shares, kind of move it out. We can mess with it with different types of shares and securities and warrants and parts of the company and They basically said we are probably going to dilute our shares and pull out some money if and whenever we want with whoever we want at any time we want because it's their birthday. Okay. Prospectus describes the general manner in which those securities may be offering using this prospectus. Each time we offer securities, we will specify in an accompanying prospectus supplement and any related free writing prospectus in terms of the securities offered and the offering thereof, and may also add, update, or change information contained in this prospectus. Again, it's their birthday, they're going to do whatever they want. You should read this prospectus. The information incorporated or deemed to be incorporated by a reference of this prospectus and any applicable prospectus supplement, blah, 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 right? Investment in our securities involves a higher degree of risk. You should carefully consider the information risk factors beginning page 5. So, big old SEC filing saying all this. All right. So neither the Securities Exchange Commission nor any state securities commissions can approve or disapprove of these securities. It just keeps going on and on. You're like, huh, what? Okay. Then they say in June, they were saying the company's financial instruments included the right to receive. Okay. So now we're getting into PPSI. Okay. So PPSI doesn't have much info at all for recent money transactions or anything of what they're doing on their site. In fact, their investor presentation is from 2017, I think. So I did scan through the SEC filings for them. And remember how we weren't able to tell if they had the shares from CleanSpark. Well, I found out that they do. So on June 30th, 2020, the company's financial instruments included the right to receive 175,000 shares of common stock, of CleanSpark common stock, a 5-year warrant to purchase 50,000 shares of CleanSpark common stock at an exercise price of $16 per share. CleanSpark is below that right now, so they're not sitting pretty with that deal. A 5-year warrant to purchase 50,000 shares of CleanSpark common stock, exercise price at $20 a share. Or there. The carrying amounts reported in the accompanying financial statements for cash and cash equivalents, receivables, inventories, accounts payable, and accrued expenses, and the other current liabilities approximate their respective fair values of their short-term nature of the accounts. The share quantities and exercise prices of the warrants reflect a 10-to-1 reverse stock split, which was completed by CleanSpark in December 2019. So the following table represents for each of their fair value hierarchy levels of companies' assets. So, I'm sitting here trying to dive into PPSI's evaluation. All right, and we're going to keep going here. So with these warrants for CleanSpark, the warrant asset is marked to market each reporting period and the change in fair record of the income expense and the accompanying statements of operations until the warrants are exercised. The fair value of the warrants they estimate using the Black-Scholes option pricing model. Significant assumptions used in preparing the option pricing model for valuing the warrants asset of June 30th include volatility of 290%, risk-free interest rate of 0.24, goes on and on and on. General, as of 2013, $7.5 million of cash and cash equivalent on hand. Okay, so now we're moving on from there. So they still have the shares, and they're still saying that they could still they have the right to purchase more at set prices later on down the line. So it's that Einhorn is Finkelholz Einhorn thing again, where they're just kind of connected. That totally makes sense. The other thing that's getting me with the PPSI is it looks like they're just not caring, and they're not, because if they haven't even updated their investor presentation in over 2-3 years, dude, you guys are slacking. Okay? Which means it would be a perfect time for someone like their big brother CleanSpark to come in and buy them. So CleanSpark came out and said, hey, we got $200 million, we're going to do whatever we want with it. You can't tell us we're not going to do whatever we want. Okay? That's what they told them. I think this would be a good time for them to jump on that. All right? Let's move on a little bit more. So from time to time, we may become involved in lawsuits, investigations, and claims that arise in the ordinary course of business. So this is about the lawsuit that PPSI had to deal with. This gets kind of confusing, so we're just going to zoom to the bottom of it here and leave it right here as of the date thereof, we are not aware of or a party to any legal proceedings to which we or any of our subsidiaries is a party, or to which any of our property is subject, nor are we aware of any such threatened or pending litigation or any such proceedings known to be completed by governmental authorities other than the foregoing suit filed by the Myers Powers Products Inc. that we believe could have a material adverse effect on our business, financial conditions, or operating results. Not good. See note 13, commitments and contingencies, including in the notes of our 10K. We are not aware of any material proceedings in which any of our directors, officers, affiliates, or registered or beneficial shareholders of more than 5% of our common stock is at adverse party or has a material interest adverse to our interest. So that thing is still kind of out there, you know. You can see here at the end, it basically said on April 10th, 2020, the Court of Appeal granted our motion to combine the two appeals. The combined opening brief is due August 24th, 2020. We currently don't expect these appeals to be scheduled to be heard till early 2021. So that lawsuit, whatever the heck it is still pending. You know, so again, these people are like, dude, this sucks. We're getting sued. It's not good. They admit it's not good, but that's the only person who's suing them. I don't even remember what it's for. Some sort of rights for some sort of technology or something. But that technology is something that CleanSpark is using. I think it's one of the technologies that CleanSpark is claiming they have a patent on, but not really, because it's actually the patent is through PPSI. You know, CleanSpark does have patents, but they've also mentioned on the hardware side. So there's kind of something funky then, but there's still that correlation. So I think another reason that CleanSpark might want to come in is because you guys are getting sued, you're going down, whatever. We're gonna buy you. How you gonna do it? Oh, we're just gonna create out of thin air, kind of like governments. I'm just gonna print some money. That's fine. So the revenue is PPSI, not looking that great. You know, they're having a net loss of income. It has gone down since last year, but it's not good looking. They're losing money, okay? And their total assets, they have a lot. Accumulated deficit, though, is down. You know, total liabilities, stockholders' equity is slightly up, but it just doesn't look like they're doing too well overall. And, you know, there's probably 50 pages of numbers. You are more than welcome to go through them all if you would like. You can go to the website here, and I have the link when you click the header of this to go to it if you want to check it out. But, you know, this thing right here is funky. So financial activities, bank overdrafts, $374, I think, $1,000. What does this say? I think this is by 1,000, but it says 374, but I think it's 1,000. So if that's true, that sucks. They overdraft their account? What? You know? It just doesn't look good. Decrease in cash and cash equivalents, 676,000, I think is what that is. Again, 676. It just doesn't look that good. You know, look at this net loss income, 300. It looks like $3.5 million. They supposedly have like $17 million or something like that in the bank, but they said that they've been pulling from that too. So if it sounds like a mess, it is. It's totally a mess. But again, I can see what Mom is saying, that, you know, it's probably a good time to come in and buy a company when they need some restructure. This PPSI obviously needs a new CEO to fire the CFO, number one. And number two, you know, they obviously need to sell more. I don't know, man. They obviously need a lot of help. So again, this is from the investor presentation from 2017, where they were claiming their market cap was $60 million, enterprise value of $86 million. So the market caps I've seen are all over the place though too. Like even on different brokers, they're saying like 17 million is their market cap, which doesn't make sense compared to the financials really either. But how are you going to calculate it when a company's going down like this and all that? Company is worth what someone is willing to pay. That's all I actually really care about. It's not what their market cap is. Okay? It's what someone's going to pay for it. And a company that sounds like, to me, it's kind of spiraling downward, but they do have awesome equipment. They have tons of backup liquid equipment that is sitting and stored, that is used and utilized by CleanSpark. CleanSpark needs this equipment. CleanSpark cannot have Pioneer Power go under, because if they do, CleanSpark doesn't have that equipment. that they use for all their other stuff, even for the Tesla middle stuff. You know, I don't know. Maybe there's one of these Pioneer things sitting in between the Tesla machine thingy from the power. You know, power to the PPSI thing to the Tesla thing to help distribute it, and then the software in the middle. They need these guys not to go under. Best way to do it, buy them. Total speculation, people. But what do you think? What happened today? You ready for this? Look at this. Sitting here finishing up this video. Look what happened today. It's up like 40%. Almost, it says 34% on the day. This is one that, you know, we've been talking about for a long time. You know, I was swing trading the heck out of this thing through this channel. And then it started getting popular down here because it had this monster. What was this one back here? This was a, you know, 50% throw, basically. Back in, when was this? August 27th, August 20th, we had that huge throw. Then it's been kind of just going down, tanking. We came up with another channel, basically a bull channel. It finally broke. We talked about that. And now look what happened. Did any of you guys buy in? In fact, one of our viewers, and this is why I love Octonation now, is everyone's starting to help each other out. And one of our viewers pointed this out, I think last Friday or something. So I grabbed it, put it up there, and he said, yo, it looks like we're gonna break that bull flag. Look at that. Did anyone jump in on this with them? Because look at that, broke out, it went a little bit down to fake out, and then look at that today. You could have routed up about 35, 40%. That's fantastic. So was this just the day traders having fun? Because some of this is what this was here, you know, or is something going on? You know, is something going on around here? I don't think that if you have like big time investors, they're not, a lot of them, if like for instance, they know that Workhorse is going to buy them, right? They're not going to take 10 million or whatever, 20 million and slap it down on something and then take it right out 5 minutes later, because that's basically what happened. This was like within an hour. Look at 10:30 to 12:30 this happened. It went up 35%, skied, and went back down. It kind of looks like day traders on this. There's still some serious weight thrown. You know, I don't think this was insiders about maybe this CleanSpark thing we're talking about. But Mohammed, I love your thoughts, brother. I love the way you think. I love where your head's at, man. Keep them coming. If you know anything else or anyone else knows any more information about this that can kind of connect these dots together, I don't know. I mean, his thesis makes sense to me. I think it'd be a perfect time for them to get them over. And I know they can't do what they're doing without them. So it would be neat, you know. Regardless, if they do, if and when they do, you know, people don't like it when they dilute shares. But if they're diluting them to grab another company and then own the whole pipe, they can own the whole moat. They own all equipment, everything. Imagine all the other like wannabe CleanSparks out there that we've talked about, CleanSpark alternatives. Imagine if all those guys are also buying from Pioneer, and then CleanSpark comes in and buys Pioneer. All of a sudden, all those people competing with CleanSpark are going to have a lot harder time competing with them, because CleanSpark can either say, we're not selling to you, or they can say, yeah, we'll sell this to you. It's the same price, but we want a 6% royalty per month or something crazy like that, you know. Own the moat, own the whole channel. What do y'all think? If you haven't subscribed, please do it. If you have any other plays that we are still not even talking about whatsoever, or you've brought them up and I still just haven't read them or got to it, please put it down in the comments again. If you haven't joined our Patreon, please do it. I'm giving out some last minute early information on there, new plays coming out, new charts that I see for breaks or whatever, even early release videos, try to get those out. I'm still working on that. But thanks everybody. You have a good rest of the day. You take care.
Did you know that we give away free silver? Simply leave a comment on the video, and as long as you're in the continental United States, you can be automatically entered to win. Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.